And you notice Zoom just told me up here that the meeting is streaming live or about to. And then it'll open up a new tab just to show me that stream. And when I click play, it'll play back. But while I'm here, I can also click on the share button down here, just like regular for YouTube. Click on share, then I can copy that link and I will paste it in the chat. So that, you know, if you're spontaneously starting one of these, you can, you know, send that YouTube link out and anybody who's got it can click on the link and watch your stream.
Or Beth, if you happen to have, say you're Zooming and you're going live to your department YouTube channel, and you have someone helping you from the communications office, let's say, to set that up, you can, you know, send out your invitation, say your save the day, your email to a listserv, say, hey, we're going live on the School of Social Work YouTube channel. Here's the channel handle and this day and time we're going. So people kind of have, you know, that information ahead of time, instead of an on-demand kind of thing where you might have to then email everybody, you know, at that moment, the link to the live stream.
Right. It is much better if you know, if you have a channel set up and you can just direct people to that channel, then they'll see what's going live on the channel. So, what other questions do we have going on here? And what questions do folks have about that particular process?
So Beth, you clearly had the YouTube channel set up ahead of time then to stream to. You just can't start streaming. You have to have a YouTube account of some type.
You do. You need to have a YouTube account and you need to turn on live streaming for that YouTube account as well. And sometimes that can take 24 hours to get that going. And I think it might be true also because it's been a while since I set those channels up. So if I set a channel up, I may need to set that channel up to be live as well as my own account. So it definitely takes some pre-planning if you're going to stream to YouTube from Zoom.
Yeah, and there's also a good point to note is that your live stream will automatically be recorded to YouTube. So if for some reason you do not want that to stay on your channel, just make sure once the recording is finished and processed that you go back in and you delete the video.
Excellent point. Yes.
Just to kind of ask us a quick question. So this deleting from YouTube, that is relevant only if you have a YouTube channel set up and you are kind of streaming on YouTube. If you don't even have a YouTube channel set up and you're just having like a live discussion with students, that won't be recorded anywhere apart from whatever recording link we get as faculty, right? Is that a right understanding?
Yeah, if you're not, the only reason this is recording to YouTube is because I'm streaming to YouTube. So if we're just in a meeting and we're not recording the meeting, then there wouldn't be a recording that you would have to worry about. And if you're streaming live to YouTube, most of the time it's fine if there's a recording there for people to find later. But Karen was pointing out that, sometimes you might not want that, in which case just be cognizant of the fact that it will automatically record there. whether
I
you
might,
want it to or not.
but Beth, I might be recording, but I might not be interested in putting that recording on YouTube. And that's possible, right?
If you stream to YouTube live, so if you're in a Zoom meeting and you happen to stream that Zoom meeting to YouTube, then YouTube will automatically create a recording. So if you don't want that recording, then later on you have to go and remove it.
Okay, but
There's no way to stop it from recording when you're
Okay.
doing a live stream.
Right, but only if I decide to stream on YouTube. I can decide to record it without streaming it anywhere.
Absolutely. Oh,
Oh.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. And it sounds to me like it's like you might just want to have a Zoom meeting for your class. You know, you don't necessarily need to stream it because streaming is more of a broadcast.
No, I don't need to. I don't need to stream it because streaming. I mean, yeah, my classes. I don't want to kind of make it public at this point in time. Yeah.
That's good. Could you give an example of something that he might want to stream to YouTube? Maybe in your course, you're doing a demonstration and you want future students or something to see that video for recruitment purposes. Maybe, you know, it's a short video, then it's not a long hour class. That could be a good example.
Yes. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and really, you know, streaming is is sort of very specific. If you have more than 300 students, or you have a large public audience that you want to, you know, bring into something, if you're especially concerned about intruders in your meeting, although we have some ways to make your meeting safer, then, you know, those are sort of situations in which you might want to decide to stream live. And it's nice if you, we've done this a couple of times for the university, where say you have a guest speaker or two, or a small panel of folks, and you want to bring them together, and you want everybody in your department or everybody in the university to be able to see that discussion, but you want to have a little more control over it. Well, then you can invite those panelists to be in a small Zoom meeting and then stream that Zoom meeting to everybody who's going to watch it. So that's one way to kind of have a public event with multiple people who happen to be in multiple places, and, you know, have attendees from around campus and around the world if you want them. Karen, do you want to dive into Facebook streaming or Instagram? I think your Instagram example is cool.
Well, I would love to show an Instagram example. You know, Facebook is pretty similar to YouTube, right? If you have a Facebook account, you just have to make sure that, again, when you go to stream, that you set your privacy settings. Make sure it's going public, because in the case that someone doesn't happen to have a Facebook account, and you don't set it to public, then they won't see it. The only other disadvantage to that is that if you want to follow comments on the Facebook Live, that can be a little bit awkward, because people are just commenting like they would on a Facebook post. So, you know, that's something to consider. But in terms of Instagram, it's a good opportunity to think about this different audience that is on Instagram. At least for our school, we know that a lot of students, a lot of undergrads, graduate, and then young alumni follow our Instagram account. And, you know, there's a lot of people of a slightly younger age too that are considering, you know, am I interested in UB? They're following our account. So we thought about, you know, let's go live on Instagram and see how this goes. So I am going to, and Beth, I think you might still be live on YouTube. But I am going to, while Beth does that, I am going to give this a shot, and I'm